So we're being a little bit ahead of ourselves. We are going to try and do a little bit of painty paint. So just going around some of the edges. Again, it's an old house, it's not perfect. So this is like round one painting, getting it livable. And then hopefully the next time round in a few months' time, it's going to be a little bit better. Maybe, especially in this back room here, we're gonna have to like do some plaster and stuff.
This room is the living room that we're gonna start painting. We're gonna paint it in Natural Linen by Sherwin-Williams, however we say it.
It's going to be Natural Linen by Sherman-Williams.
There we go.
English is a tricky language.
It is very hard. So we are gonna do that, and like Albert said, the whole house is gonna go into that color, and then as we kind of live here more, we'll pick more colors that suit the rooms and all of that, but we wanna give everything a nice fresh coat of paint to just kind of start going and actually be able to move furniture in.
Yeah, because I know you can't smell it on whatever platform you're watching this on, but she's a little bit musty right now.
Just a little bit.
And she needs to be freshened up.
So here we
By
go.
the paint. In terms of primer, normally we would use Kills, especially when we were doing like our renovation projects, but this one was a little bit cheaper. So I'm going to try this one out. Sherman-Williams, I think it's like 29 bucks for 2 gallons or something. So try this one out, let's see how it goes.
Primer done.
Hang on.
Check. You have a bit of white hair.
It's because
she
causes me so much stress.
Okay, the primer's done in the living room. Check. Next is Natural Linen, which both of us need to go to work, so we'll do it when we come back.
Yeah, it's been a very rushed, as you can see, not the most even primer you've ever seen in your entire life, but at least it's done. And actually says time to go to work, and then we'll be doing the actual paint color tomorrow.
And the paint color is like a better quality, so even if the primer isn't as even, it will be good. But it already looks nice and fresh in here.
Yeah, it feels a lot fresher compared to what it was before. Anyway, see you in a bit. It's another day, another morning, and Morgan's currently at her parents' house because she was working last night. I'm just going to try and get a quick, at least one coat of our main paint color in the living room. So it was another night on the mattress. So we're going to get some painting in, and it would just be nice to kind of have a room that we can put some furniture in. Have a sofa, maybe put a television up. But yeah. Let's get cracking. Good news is, good news for me at least, is that because we're going to be painting both the walls and the ceiling all the same color, this should hopefully be a bit quicker because we're only going to have to cut in, lower around the door frames, window, and not have to worry about cutting beautifully into the ceiling. So that should save a little bit of time, slap and dashery at its best. So the color that we've gone for is Sherman-Williams Natural Linen. It's kind of, we didn't want to go with just white because white is quite boring. We wanted something that had a little bit more warmth to it. So we're going to start with this, get everything kind of nice and neutral, and then the plan will be to add kind of color and accent walls and that type of stuff over time. So here we are, I've got my trusty nozzle spout. Let's get pouring, let's get painting. One of the things I am worried about though is that the paint does actually look quite a bit darker in this can, and I think what Morgan tested on the wall. So I'm hoping it's just, it needs to dry and then it will be nice and lighter because I don't really want it to be too dark. We have a big tree out the front of our house. Let me just spin you around. So that basically does mean that we don't get the most natural light in here. And what I find is like in America, like a lot of these homes don't have great, light sources. We've got like one single light in this room, a ceiling fan. At some point, we will probably replace that with like some recessed lighting, but that's gonna be like a way bigger project that we have time/budget for them right now. So fingers crossed it all goes okay. So I just got off the phone with Morgan. I thought this color looked like a lot darker than we originally planned, I think it is the natural linen colour. However, I don't think Morgan wanted me to get natural linen. Or maybe one of the tester pots got mixed up with something. But yeah, it's definitely a lot darker than we thought. However, we have 5 gallons of it and it was like $230 for the thing of paint. So guess what? We're gonna persevere with it. We're gonna have a beautifully natural linen painted living room. And then potentially I'm just gonna use the paint or what's left of it in my office upstairs. And then we have 2 bedrooms on the 3rd floor that, to be fair, like aren't gonna be used much. So we're just gonna use as much of this paint as possible. Hopefully it will then kind of freshen everything up, and then Morgan can pick the right paint after that. So happy days. Okay, so we've done the cutting in with the exception of the ceiling fan. And now it's time to get, in the words of Tina Turner, rolling on the river. Rolling down the river? We're gonna get rolling, okay? We're gonna get rolling, peeps.
Albert is sanding the walls, getting them prepped to paint this section. Last few days we have been prepping this entryway and hallway. So Albert filled the holes, sanded the walls, and last night we did all of the primer in this area. So now I'm going to start painting this door entrance. We're gonna do the natural linen that is in the living room and which will be in the dining room. And then behind me, this hallway, which then goes up the hallway, the stairs, and that hallway is gonna be Greek Villa, which is more of a light off-white, just because it's such a big space. We kind of want to do it a lighter space and then keep the rooms connected with that natural linen that you can see when it's all painted. We'll be able to see it kind of from the entryway carrying it through the house. On the stairs is kind of disgusting, so I'm not really worried about protecting them. I am just going to protect the molding, which eventually we're going to refinish. I don't know if that's going to be our project after we refinish the floor or after we move things in, because that's going to be a really big project. But right now I am just taping off the molding so that when I paint it will be better. And we're just gonna go with the Greek Villa up the stairwell just like we did in the hallway, and you can kind of see the difference of the Greek Villa with the primer and the nice walls. The question is, when you do projects, what do you watch? Do you watch a TV show? Do you watch a movie? Do you listen to music or a podcast? Earlier I was listening to music, and now I'm gonna watch a TV show. Eventually we also want to change out this railing and these corbel railings up here. I love the legs of them, but it's an older home, so it's not really technically up to code for height, which is fine because it is an older home, but because we want to eventually have children in this home, I want to get a little bit of a taller railing. Officially primed this wall, and the stairwell, and I'm gonna let it dry, and then I will do Greek Villa, whether I do it today or tomorrow. This ceiling I haven't done because I want to wait until we finish priming that wall to do the ceiling, just so that that wall is fully patched and cleaned. You know, me getting ready for bed, laying in bed on the mattress, and Albert's right over there painting. Look at Albert's painting, and I'm laying in bed.
You shall not paint.
I think it's time for bed for sure.